Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalia Leigh and I'm the author of the young adult novels Highborn and Way of Spears, and today I am finally going to reveal to you what that secret project is that I've been talking about all September. So, as many of you know, October is usually utilized as a prep time for Nanowrimo, which is in November. So Preptober for me is a time that I take to myself to really plan and plot the novel that I'm going to write in November for Nanowrimo. I know that not everybody is a plotter or a planner. Some people really like to go into Nanowrimo not really knowing anything about their characters and just wanting to see where the story takes them, but I am not one of those people. And if you are not one of those people either, then listen up, because I have something special for you. Throughout the entire month of September, I have been working on something called a Preptober Workbook. So I have put together a 30-page workbook for you that's going to help you plan and plot your novel. It's going to help you come up with beautiful and believable settings and lovable or despicable characters. It's going to help you brainstorm and outline. It's even going to help you write the back cover blurb that would be on your book when it gets published. So let me show you the workbook. The one I have here is not exactly what yours will look like, because yours will have a colorful cover page, but I actually printed mine monochrome by accident, and then I just went back in with some washi tape and kind of spruced it up a little bit. So this is the October 2017 Preptober Workbook written by yours truly. So this workbook actually will need to be printed by you at home. It is about 30 pages long, but most of them print front and back, so that will come out to be about 15 pages when you print this. The paper that I printed this version of the workbook on is a little bit thin, and I have to recommend that you use higher quality, thicker paper versus just the really cheap computer paper that you can get at the store, because we're going to be writing all over this. Come on, you can see how thin it is because it just falls over. But if you print yours on really good high quality paper, then it'll feel more like an actual workbook, like that you would get at a seminar or something. But we're going to be writing all over this workbook. So you want something that the ink is not going to seep through. If I turn this around, you can kind of see through that paper, even though I have all these papers kind of stacked on each other, so you can see how thin that is. So I do want to say thank you so much to those of you that betaed this project for me. I really do appreciate it, because your feedback was extremely helpful. I could have stared at this for another month and not seen some of the things that you picked up on, because we each plan and plot differently. We each need something different in a workbook like this. So I really want to say thank you for giving me your feedback, and it helped make this workbook even stronger. And I think it's going to help so many of you when it comes to planning and plotting your novel for NaNoWriMo in November. So the way this workbook is going to work, is it is completely donation-based only. So there is a tab on the top of my website right now that says Preptober Workbook. And if you want this workbook, go to that tab and it will give you a little bit more information. But the way this is going to work is you will send a donation of any size, whatever you think this Preptober Workbook is worth to you. You're going to send that donation to my PayPal. And when I get donations through my PayPal, I can see the email of the person that sent it to me. So what I will then do is turn around and send the PDF of this workbook to the email that you used to send me your donation. So once I send you that PDF, you are good to go, and all you have to do is print it out on good high quality paper. Again, remember, this will come in color, so if you don't want color, make sure to turn it off so that it's just monochrome. Otherwise, it will be nice and bright and beautifully colorful, and then you just print it out and you get to work. So the Preptober workbook is available starting October 1st. This video is going out a little early just because I want you all to be prepared and to kind of have time to think about if this workbook is something that you would like to use in the month of October. Like I said, it is about 30 pages long, so there is a lot to do, and it will take you from having no idea at all about what you want to write about, and it'll take you through the journey of coming up with your ideas, developing a premise, developing characters and settings, and eventually at the very end you will get to write the back cover blurb that you would want on your book, on this book, if it were to be published. So it is very much a journey through the workbook, and I do recommend that you get it early on so that you can spend all of October slowly working through it so that you don't feel like you are rushed. Betas, I'm sorry, I know that I did rush you, but for those of you that are going to be donating and getting this workbook, I do not want you to feel rushed at all. So make sure to get it early on if it's something you are interested in. And then if you do get this workbook, please send me some photos either on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook and tag me so that I can see what you're working on. One of my betas sent me a bunch of photos that she had taken of the workbook after she had completed it. And it really made my day being able to see this workbook that I created, not only in somebody else's hands, but being used by them. I got to see all of her ideas all over it and all of her scribbles and everything that she had been writing, and that was super exciting for me to be able to see. So I would love for you to share with me your photos if you decide to go ahead and get the Preptober workbook, and then I could share it with all of my followers and we can all have a really good time preparing for NaNoWriMo. Now, that is the other thing that I will need to chat with you about eventually. As many of you know, I did finish Song of the Dryad, and I have not yet started editing it. I ordered the proof copy, and it is on its way. It's supposed to arrive here by the 10th of October, which I think is kind of ridiculous. That's like a two-week shipping time, and usually things arrive here pretty quickly. So I'm hoping that it will arrive before that intended date. But I am really thinking about participating in Nano this year. I absolutely love NaNoWriMo. It is such a warm and fuzzy feeling to me to participate in NaNoWriMo. So I think what I might do is try to edit Song of the Dryad and then be working on a totally new draft on the side for NaNoWriMo. But I've never done that before, so if you are somebody that has had success with either writing 2 novels at once, or editing a novel and writing a novel, or marketing a novel and writing a novel, or working on 2 very separate projects at the same time, if you have had success with that, then please comment down below and let me know what you did to achieve success in that. I'm kind of worried that I will get too involved in like NaNoWriMo and then not want to edit, or get too involved in editing and then not want to do NaNoWriMo. But what I think I'm going to do is, in the month of October, I just want to read Song of the Dryad. I want to read it very thoroughly. I want to make thorough notes and annotations, and then maybe, oh gosh, but that would mean, if I was doing that in October, then that would mean that in November I was actually editing it and also writing at the same time. So what I want to do for Song of the Dryad once the proof does arrive is I want to take a good chunk of time, maybe like a month, just to read it very closely, very thoroughly, and make really good notes and annotations about everything that I want to change in the manuscript. So I don't know if maybe I could do that in November and just be like reading and annotating Song of the Dryad and then writing a new draft, a completely new draft, which is so exciting to think about. And then maybe after November, I put the draft I just wrote on the back burner, and then I edit Song of the Dryad, and then I send Song of the Dryad to betas, and then I go back to my NaNoWriMo project. That actually sounds really good to me because I can kind of bounce back and forth and really focus on one while the other one is kind of stewing and developing in my mind instead of rushing. I have this really bad tendency to rush all my projects because I just want to be done so bad and I want to see the final product. But I'm going to try really hard this time, especially with Song of the Dryad, because it's the hardest book I've ever written. And also the best book I've ever written, I think. So I really want to take my time with it. And I think I'm going to do Nano, guys. I actually did sit down and started filling out this Preptober workbook. So if you get this workbook, we will both be filling it out together throughout the month of October to plan our Nano novels, which is so exciting. I had a really good time making this, and I really hope that those of you who decide to go ahead and get this workbook will get a lot out of it, because I know how hard it is to win Nanowrimo, and it's especially difficult if you're going into it blind, if you're a plotter like I am. I have to have a plot, I have to have everything planned out, and then I can write very proficiently and smoothly, or else everything just falls apart and I can't write at all. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I've been so excited to share this workbook with you. And today is the 28th, so we are this close to the workbook coming out. Remember, it does come out on Sunday, October 1st. That's when you can start sending donations, remember, of any size, whatever you feel that you are comfortable paying for this 30-page workbook is a-okay with me. And then I will be able to send out the PDFs and you'll be able to print them out. So make sure that you have ink and you have paper and you're all ready to go so that we can all start using this workbook fresh in October. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye!